Immigration is an issue in a way that I never thought it would be.
Yeah.
When you were part of the Harper government, I would sometimes hear people say, oh, the immigration levels are too high. We're bringing in too many people. That was at 250,000
Right.
people. StatsCan's just come out and said, well, our population dropped by 76,000 due to, non-permanent residents leaving. Okay, but we've gone up 9% in just a few years. 9% population growth, all driven by immigration. The Carney Liberals have said, okay, well, the Trudeau guys got it wrong. They were headed to 500,000. We'll stop at like 395,000. Is that still too high for permanent residents? And then you add on foreign students, temporary foreign workers, an asylum system that has a 300,000 person backlog. Is that still too high?
I think the numbers are still too high. We have to have more visitors leaving than we have new people arriving for an extended period of time, so that our housing, healthcare, and job market can catch up with the astronomical growth in our population. We also need better vetting. Like we've said, it's not just the numbers, but it's the fact that the Liberal government doesn't actually do criminal background checks in the country of origin. They say, well, we checked if they have a criminal record in Canada. Well, if the guy's never been to Canada, obviously he's not going to have a criminal record here. It's in the country of origin that we need to know. And so we're letting in criminals. And then when they get convicted of new crimes in Canada, we're not even kicking them out, because the judges are allowed to downgrade their sentences and let to below the 6-month threshold for a deportation. So our shadow minister of immigration has a bill that says if you commit a crime while you're here, you don't get a sentencing discount to stay in Canada. You get your full sentence and then you get kicked out of the country, because we don't need criminals in our country. We also don't want these false refugee claims. Simple rule we want to put in place. You have to claim refugee status within the first month you arrive. You can't stay here for 2 years, and then when you become ineligible or you're being deported for a crime, like a bunch of extortionists who came out last week in the news, you can't then say, oh, I'm a refugee. Keep me around for another 4 years while I do appeals at the taxpayer's expense. You have to declare, if you're a real refugee, claim it when you set foot on Canadian soil. These things would clean up the system and get our population under control, like it was before the Liberals.
I'm betting that you've heard a lot from voters about that sentencing discount. I know Michelle Rempel-Garner, your shadow minister, has been doing great work on that. I talked to a couple of judges, and they said the initial ruling, the initial reason for having that was that you shouldn't punish someone more because of their immigration status. And now it's been twisted into, well, if we sentence you like we should, you'll get kicked out. So we're going to give you a lesser sentence. Does that show that we need better judicial appointments?
Well, any judge that would say that an immigrant, that someone it's actually not really an immigrant, it's a visitor, that a visitor should not face the full brunt of the law for committing a crime, because that would mean they get deported, has got it backwards. In fact, the truth is we want to deport visiting criminals. Yeah. Like if you come to our country as a visitor and commit a crime, you should be kicked out of the country. I don't even know why why this has to be a topic of conversation. It's so obvious, but nevertheless, that's the common sense we want to reinstate in our judicial appointments and in our laws.